startups who are just whipping up their go-to-market motion. I have been with Tapistro now for 4 or 5 months, and when I started, we were just a founder-led sales company, so I was the first dedicated sales hire. We are a tool that helps people with their go-to-market motions. Our platform allows people to do multiple automated workflows, end-to-end workflows that are driven by our AI agents, and allows you to plug in all of your different go-to-market tools into one place, so that you cut out any human delays, and allows you to replace a lot of manual research in the go-to-market flow. So we are in the go-to-market space. We are a team of go-to-market experts. Is that good? Anything else?
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, it definitely gives some context. Tapistro is an incredible tool. But I know that like a lot of the struggles of an early stage startup, right? Like, what were some of the struggles before you started working with Client Push?
Yeah, the biggest thing was that we're a small team. So we were getting great traction and having a lot of amazing sales conversations. But the more sales conversations we had, the less time we had to put into top of funnel. So we would have these kind of peaks and valleys where we would have a really good push. We'd do a lot of outreach, be able to actually focus, dedicate time to it. We would get good feedback. We would get meetings on the calendar. But then those meetings would be what we had to focus on. It was what was closest to the money. It was where we wanted to give great service. And of course, then our outbound would fall. It would kind of get ignored. And we felt like we needed support to actually create a motion that was consistent, one where the levers we could, turn up or down based on the capacity of our team. And especially, we wanted to be able to have a motion that we could turn up as our team scaled, and wouldn't distract us from being able to close deals and give great experience to folks that were in our pipeline already.
Awesome. Yeah. So I know that like those were some of the problems, some of the things you were looking for, but what made you choose us,
Yeah, I would say so. I've been doing this for a while now, and I got to work with Revvix before at a previous startup that I worked for. I was incredibly impressed by the intentionality of the team. I find that the whole team, everyone that I've worked with that comes kind of in contact with Revvix, is very, very like goes over the top, like doesn't just accept, hey, this is good enough, or hey, it's the end of the workday, so we're quitting now. Really pushed for not only the goals that we were hoping for, but like beyond that, helping to capture really great learnings about the companies that we wanted to meet with. As early stage startup, work, this is just as important as those sales conversations. It's getting great responses and feedback on the product as well. So I knew I wanted to work with Revvix again. I've used their kind of like SDR services before for calling, and when Josiah referenced an amazing partner that he had in you, Conrad, for doing the emails. It was easy to trust him because Josiah has shown his great work before, and we knew that this was something we wanted to do, a full multi-channel kind of approach, not just calling, but also have a really robust email outreach strategy as well. That I will say was probably, I didn't mention this before, but we were getting meetings, but we were struggling to scale beyond just a handful of deals per week. It was good. It was good for what we had at the time and what was just my founder. But in terms of being able to really trust our motion, to be able to have like very, very clear projected metrics that we could depend on, there was still some tweaking to do. And so when he recommended Client Push, the recommendation came very strongly, so we were excited to try it. And also, because we're the go-to-market nerds, we wanted to see what we didn't know. We were excited to learn from someone who, in your case, your specialty is this top of funnel email generation, getting in front of people at the right time, and really like capturing their attention with copy that resonates. And that's exactly what you've done for us.
Yeah. So Maria, you mentioned like you guys were going from, a couple handful of
Mhm.
deals per week or per month, and like how much do we scale you guys up to so far?
Yeah, so we were doing about, I would say like a good week was like 3 demos, really good qualified demos. Now we're consistently at 5 to 7 demos with you guys. So first calls coming in from the work that you're doing, which is awesome.
Awesome. Yeah. So they basically doubled it there, right? And you kind of like delegated it as well. I'm curious, like I know we do some weekly check-in calls.
Yeah.
I'm curious if there's anything else that like surprised you about, the collaboration of Revvix and Client Push with Tapistro. Is there anything else that you're really liking outside of course, the demos?
I have worked with other SDR agencies, other outbound agencies. I've done outbound myself, so I know that it is it's sometimes a game that's hard to guarantee, right? Like there's so many things that are dependent on the market that you're actually doing outreach to, the specific persona that you're doing outreach to, even just the time of year sometimes can make a big impact on what the results are. Something that really like surprised me and delighted me was when we got started, you, Conrad, were very confident. You told us exactly what you were going to do. And I'll admit, at first I was kind of like, I wondered if the confidence was warranted. And then I remember specifically you telling us we're going to set up a Slack channel that will alert you every time you get a positive reply. And you said you might want to mute that channel because it's going to get really loud really fast. And I thought, okay, we'll see, how many positive replies could really get in a week. And you were absolutely right. I have now since muted that channel because it pings me all the time.
Yep.
And because you guys work together closely, Revvix and uh, Client Push, you are doing a really great kind of like
Client
multi-touch
Push.
strategy where you're getting great feedback from the positive replies, the callers are following up, and that kind of work is beyond what our small team could do right now. It's so timely, it's so strategic. Having that multi-channel has been huge, and not something we could have done with the team that we've got right now.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for that. Final question for you here. So if
Mm-hmm.
somebody's watching this video and they're on the fence of whether to work with Client Push, Revvix, or myself, or even use Tapestry, what would you tell them?
Yeah, I would say a lot of people claim to be excellent in this space, and very few people actually are. It's a very noisy space. But from my experience, Revvix, Client Push, you do what you say and you deliver excellence consistently. I would highly recommend and do highly recommend Revvix and Client Push to anyone who ever asks about an SDR or an outbound resource. It's an incredible place, especially to start if you're trying to scale your team. If you want to learn some great things, Conrad has so many incredible insights. I cannot recommend them highly enough.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much, Maria, for the testimonial. So
Absolutely.
there we go.